I'm Huon Hooke, and this is The Real Review. So we're about to taste the 2016 Cape Mentelle 2 Vineyards Shiraz from Margaret River. Here's the wine. It's a brand new wine. This is the first vintage of this wine. Cape Mentelle have been producing Shiraz for quite a long time, but this is the first time they've done this wine. It's called 2 Vineyards because it's blended from 2 of their vineyards, Trinda's Vineyard and the Chapman Brook Vineyard. Cape Mentelle, of course, was established by the Huon family in 1971, which puts it at the beginning, not quite right at the beginning, because 1967 was the beginning of Margaret River, but it's certainly, Cape Mentelle was in the first wave of wineries in Margaret River. And it helped to put Margaret River on the map because it had 2 vintages of Cabernet in the early 80s, which won the Jimmy Watson Trophy. They also bought Cloudy Bay, of course, which was also established by David Honan. About 15 years after he established Cape Mentelle, he went across to New Zealand, was fascinated by Sauvignon Blanc and established Cloudy Bay. So quite a guy. And Cape Mentelle is quite a winery, and I think this is a great new addition to Cape Mentelle's offering. Let's taste the wine first of all. It's a pretty, I have a high expectation of this wine because it comes with a $98 price tag and it's a new wine. And immediately you can smell lots of dried herbs on the nose. It's got quite a lot of terrestrial, sort of forest floor type characters. Really interesting, complex, not just a simple matter of berries. It's not a simple fruit wine, it's a complex wine. There is oak there, but the oak has been beautifully handled. The notes say that it has a little bit of Viognier blended in it, which people think softens the tannins and gives a little extra aromatic to the wine. You don't notice the Viognier though. If you can smell Viognier in a Shiraz, I think it's too much. So it smells very much like a Shiraz. Let's taste. And that is a very impressive wine. It's got great intensity. It's certainly full-bodied, but there is a beauty to the harmony of that wine, which is pretty special. Long aftertaste, lots of tannin, but soft, round, fine tannins from ripe grapes that haven't been over-extracted in the fermentation. Just nicely shaped tannins, really good harmony to it. We rate it at 95. And we're saying drink it from 2019, 2020 to 2036. But yes, certainly at least 15 to 20 years for this wine, not a problem, but it is pretty good now. So 95 points is a gold ribbon, and we rated it number 1 out of 33 wines from 2016 Margaret River Shiraz. The field. So it gets a top rank rating from us, which is pretty high praise. Would go really well with any kind of red meat dish, but something with herbs in it. I tend to think herby wines. This has got a bit of that dried herb character. You get thyme and oregano and stuff like that in the aroma. It's really quite complex. The winery has recommended salt-crusted bistecca fiorentina, which is like a big T-bone steak, with rosemary smashed baby potatoes. They've given us actually several options for their food match. One of them is osso bucco, slow cooked for 24 hours. Well, again, you can't go wrong with red wine and osso bucco, full-bodied red wine anyway. Another one, which is quite different, is wild mushroom risotto with shaved white truffles on top. Not sure we're getting white truffles at this time of the year, or at any time of the year in Australia. They're very hard to find outside of Northern Europe. But it would be wonderful with that, I'm sure. The other possibility is seared rare venison, or kangaroo with a plummy sauce, and smoked ratatouille. So they've gone to a lot of trouble with their food recommendations. All of them would go well, but I'll take the bistec of Fiorentina. I think that's my choice.